Aloha! When we first took office in late 2020, we knew that our administration would be up against one of the toughest challenges our county had ever faced. At that time, the world and our island was in the grips of a growing global pandemic, and uncertainty for our residents, small businesses, and local industry was at an all-time high. It was clear that we'd have to do everything in our power to keep people working, businesses from closing, and our island's economy from shutting down, as it did months prior. To do that, we implemented policies that were data-driven and backed by the best information we could gather. We leveraged experts in epidemiology and public health and convened numerous working groups led by our Civil Defense Administration to define our response strategies and tactics. In total, we spent $125,598,396 in grants, government reimbursement funds, and county dollars to secure our ports of entry, amplify community testing, and launch wide-scale vaccination efforts when vaccines became readily available. Through our efforts, we vaccinated 148,870 individuals, administered over 439,375 COVID tests, and caught 18,828 positive cases here on Hawaii Island. We could not have pulled off such an incredible feat without our partners at the state, including Governor Ige, General Hara and the Hawaii National Guard, Dr. Char and the Department of Health, which includes Jason Dela Cruz, our on-island health officer, as well as the many community groups such as Community First and Malamaya Hawaii, who stepped up in a time of need to convene, advise, and actively work towards a safer and healthier Hawaii Island. That said, the work of the community cannot be understated. Because of each and every one of you, we're able to keep our numbers in the hospital to a manageable level while significantly reducing the spread amongst our most vulnerable populations, all without the need to divide our community by implementing mandates or vaccination passports. Together, we have overcome a tremendous amount, and on Friday, March 25th, the governor's emergency rules will sunset, marking our return to the new and safer Hawaii for us all. So again, I say to all of you, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Aside from the tremendous community response, we knew that the key to a thriving Hawaii Island would be to support our local small businesses, the backbone of our economy, in every way possible. And that is exactly what we did. With cooperation from numerous credit unions and the outstanding leadership of HCFCU, we were able to get $22 million directly into the hands of small businesses island-wide. Through the Holomua Grant Program, we kept many businesses from shutting down temporarily, laying off employees, and ultimately closing their doors for good. This was just one shining example of the county, private sector, and the community coming together in times of hardship and uncertainty to accomplish a common goal of providing lasting relief to the heart and soul of our local economy. We also knew that if we were truly committed to a sustainable Hawaii Island, where our keiki can all thrive and succeed here, then we'd have to make sure that they were able to keep the roofs above their head and food on their tables. In total, we spent $13,992,616 in emergency rental assistance, supporting 1,866 local families experiencing housing uncertainty. We are expecting to spend an additional $4,926,571 in rental assistance by the beginning of summer, for a cumulative total of $18,919,187 in rental relief for our working class. And we didn't stop there. It's not enough just to assist with rent. We needed to make sure that we helped our residents with managing their finances so that their families can flourish beyond monetary assistance programs. And so we established the Financial Empowerment Centers in partnership with the national nonprofits City for Financial Empowerment Fund, Hawaii Community Foundation, Hawaii Community Assets, and Hawaii First Federal Credit Union to offer free professional, one-on-one financial counseling and coaching as a public service to residents. These centers helped hundreds of residents 18 years and older to manage their finances, pay down debt, increase savings, establish and build credit, and access safe and affordable mainstream banking products. Another example of great partnerships in an effort to build a sustainable future for Hawaii Island. However, housing goes much beyond just being able to rent. We need places for our local families to buy, and furthermore, for them to be able to afford. That said, when we took office, there were about 1,243 affordable housing units in the pipeline, meaning that they are either in the conceptual, planning, or construction phase. Today, there are over 5,509 total affordable housing units in the pipeline. In just over a year, through the leadership of our Office of Housing and Community Development, we have added an additional 4,266 affordable housing units, making up 35 active projects in the pipeline, 292 of which we expect to complete by the end of the year. We have always said that sustainability to us is creating an island where our keiki and their keiki can thrive, and ensuring that they have a place to live is one way we are committed to ensuring that that can happen. However, we cannot get houses built if we cannot fix our current building permitting process. And we're proud to say, since taking office, we have been aggressively tackling the process and, after a year, are finally beginning to see the results of our efforts. That said, we understand that there's a tremendous amount of frustration and discontent related to the EPIC system, or the Electronic Processing and Information Center, that was inherited and implemented when we came into office. The tribulations of the transition from paper to paperless were felt severely on both sides, for the user and the administrators. We knew we had to make the transition quickly, much like ripping off a Band-Aid, and that's what we did. We set an aggressive timeline for implementation and, within 7 months, successfully converted the system over. The transformation was painful, but it was a learning experience that our administration took in stride. As a measure of where we are versus where we were, we can take a look at the average of building permits issued by month. In 2020, before our administration took office, an average of 269 permits were issued a month. In 2021, with the implementation of EPIC and a 2-month delay in process, we eventually were able to up that status quo to 296 permits a month. So far this year, we are averaging 529 permits issued a month, nearly doubling the status quo. If we can maintain the current momentum, we will be able to issue over 7,000 permits this year alone, beating the average of roughly 3,500 permits per year in the 2 years prior. Let me be clear, we are not where we want to be yet, but we've made considerable progress and we will continue to push the envelope. We are committed to it, our staff is committed to it, and we will make it happen. In the meantime, we would like to send our sincerest appreciation for your continued patience as our staff works day in and day out to remove red tape and make government more accessible, more transparent, and more for the people than it has been in the past. With that, it's not only about the volume of permits, but the time in which our residents have to wait for them. And by the end of 2022, it is our hope that we'll be able to see no more than a 6-week wait time in permit review, response, and issuance. It's an aggressive goal, but one that our residents deserve. Again, this is about creating a sustainable Hawaii Island, and that means one where our families can build a place to call home for generations to come, all while supporting the blue-collar, working class in the building trades and supply industries. Moreover, we're proud to say that we have been an administration that has taken ownership of the outdated and sorely neglected infrastructure that we've inherited and have committed to addressing those issues head on, regardless of how unappealing the process may be. Since taking office, we have completed an Ali'i Drive culvert replacement, Henry Street and Kilauea Avenue rehabilitation projects, created a Makea temporary bridge, paved Paniolo Avenue, and completed rock wall repairs near Kealoha Beach Park. By the end of 2022, we hope to complete Kalanianiole Avenue reconstructions, Waianui Avenue rehabilitation, as well as an additional 28 miles of much-needed paving maintenance. We have also committed to addressing long overdue and necessary repairs to the Hilo wastewater treatment plant, which will cost over $100 million when completed. Prioritizing this funding is critical to the stability of Hawaii Island residents for generations to come. Additionally, we have worked diligently on the recovery of our Puna community, which was devastated by the 2018 Kilauea eruption. In 2021, we launched the Voluntary Housing Buyout Assistance Program with $107 million in federal funding, the most extensive grant received by our county to date, to help serve nearly 500 property owners who lost their homes. So far, we've made 120 offers and are working to close almost all by the end of the year. Every dollar spent is a dollar that gives our displaced residents a chance to get back on their feet, with hopes that they will be able to remain a part of our local community. In addition, we made the executive decision to restore Highway 137 and Pohoiki Road, as well as to restore water lines for both, including bringing water back to Pohoiki, a decision we deem crucial for the community's recovery, economic growth, and public safety. This involved work with federal and state partners to cut through the bureaucracy and get things done. We have also added a total of 428 projects to the Department of Water Supply's pipeline, with the understanding that water is a necessary building block for sustainable communities island-wide and will be critical in our quest to build affordable housing for our residents to thrive and succeed. Aside from our roads, bridges, waste, and water infrastructure, we have committed to long overdue improvements to our parks and recreation facilities. Over the past year, we have worked to complete ADA projects at Hilo Bayfront, Pane'eva Zoo, and Wong Stadium. By the end of this year, we anticipate completing long-awaited maintenance projects at Disappearing Sands and Mili'i, as well as continue work on our active construction projects in Pauilo, Papaaloa, Kolekole, Kahuku, Na'alehu, and Pahala parks. We have also floated a bond ordinance that will provide us an additional $10 million for various maintenance and repair projects to our county parks. For our keiki to thrive and succeed, we know that they need safe places to play, grow, sharpen their athletic skills, and learn the power of teamwork. And we are committed to ensuring that every keiki, regardless of where they live on this island, will have that same opportunity. We are also committed to preserving natural, cultural, and environmental open spaces in perpetuity for generations to come. On August 13, 2021, the Property Management Division successfully closed escrow for fee simple purchase of the area commonly known as Kapanaya Bay in North Kohala. On October 12, 2021, the Property Management Division successfully closed escrow for a conservation easement purchase of Kaunamano in Ka'u. And on December 17, 2021, the Property Management Division successfully closed escrow for fee simple purchase of Waiale in Puna. This is the most purchases made in a single year by any administration in Hawaiʻi County. And that's because we are committed to saving and preserving the spaces that make our island so special. Moving forward, we are under contract to purchase conservation easements of over 642 acres at Mahukona in North Kohala to preserve and protect the Mahukona Navigational and Cultural Complex. We are also under contract to co-hold a conservation easement of over 2,700 acres at Haloʻaina in Kealakekua to restore sandalwood forests and canopy to the uplands of North Kona. Furthermore, we are under contract to purchase in fee 18 acres at Kapanaya Bay to encompass the Kapalama heiau. And we aren't stopping there. In fact, our administration has worked tirelessly to aggressively go after grants to increase food production on our island so that we have not only conservation land, but land that provides for and feeds the community sustainably. That said, in late 2021, we were awarded $500,000 in a Phase 1 grant from the U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration through their Build Back Better Regional Challenge. Hawaiʻi County's application was submitted by members of our research and development team with a focus on improving the island's agricultural economy. Phase 2 has just been submitted, and if awarded, will be eligible to receive up to $100 million to help support our local growers, producers, processors, and sellers here on Hawaii Island. We have also proposed an allocation of $500,000 in our current budget for grant writers in the coming fiscal year to help take advantage of the federal funding streams that are to become available. As administration, we understand the importance of our aina and will continue to invest in it and those who care for it. We are also committed to the idea of connecting our communities, not just farm to table, but from farm to farm, place to place, town to town, and home to home. Through that effort, we have retransformed our mass transit agency by implementing a new Helion Flex route and paratransit network with more buses island-wide, 7 days a week, new express services, and additional services to the airport. We are also pleased to announce that the service is now free for the next 2 years. However, we know that free rides aren't helpful if access to the routes is unreasonable. So we partnered with varying taxi companies to create a share ride taxi program in the Hilo area for travel up to 9 miles on the 3 cab companies, 6 days a week as a supplement to people who live outside the Helion fixed and flex routes. We also partnered with the Kona Trolley for residents and visitors to traverse Kailua Kona safely. Before summer, we'll expand that program to add Uber and Lyft for additional transportation and start a new van pool program for commuters who want to commute to work with others and create their own schedule, with Helion subsidizing up to $500 per van. We have also obtained over $20 million in grants to replace the entire Helion fleet so that our residents can feel proud to take the ride on Helion. Moving forward, we hope to be an island community that is closer than we have ever been, and we know mass transit will play a significant role in that. We also hope to be an island that is safe and can adequately respond to the health and safety needs of everyone in our community, from keiki to kupuna. That said, last summer, the Hawaii Fire Department responded to the Mana Road fire, which is the largest wildland fire on record in state history, consuming well over 40,000 acres and destroying several structures. The firefighting effort highlighted the community coming together to provide meals and logistical support to the first responders, encompassing representatives from the county, state, federal, and private sector. The fire also highlighted the need to improve on information in times of natural hazards, which prompted our Civil Defense Administration to create an online hazard map so that residents can be informed in times of crisis and make educational decisions on how best to keep themselves and their families safe. Since the fire, we've invested heavily in our departments, and with the help of the Sayer Foundation and other grants, have been able to secure 2 Big Dog wildland fire response vehicles, 2 brush trucks, 2 water rescue crafts, and purchase a replacement for Chopper 2, totaling $6 million in investment toward the health and safety of our communities. We've also been able to hire 34 firefighters within the last year to help narrow the gap of vacancies and additionally secure 9 critical leadership positions through the SAFER grant of over $3.5 million, which will ultimately result in a better response capabilities for the public we serve. In addition, we increased police presence throughout our neighborhoods in response to community concerns. We've also continued efforts in downtown Hilo to address homelessness and crime with more frequent foot and bike patrols, as well as upgrading the Mohiao Police Substation to allow for more police presence in the area. We've increased partnerships with the DOE, DPW, and state highways to tackle and alleviate traffic congestions near our schools. Furthermore, we've increased ag theft awareness and arrest, called for immediate apprehension of criminals involved in high-profile crimes, property, and crime against persons, and increased response and attention to runaway cases with East Hawaii. Since coming into office, we vowed to be an administration that is committed to the sustainability of our island home, which to me means that we create a place that our keiki and their keiki can thrive and succeed for generations to come. In pursuing that vision, we knew that we wouldn't be able to get there alone. We understood the need for partnerships and collaborations and found experts in their fields to help us manage our environment, create housing, maintain our infrastructure, bolster economy, etc. So early in 2021, just 80 days into our office, we hosted the first ever Hawaiʻi County Sustainability Summit, where we brought together bright minds to explore and share sustainable ideas and solutions and celebrate individuals and collaborative sustainability efforts currently taking place on Hawaii Island. The two-day event featured 7 inspiring keynote speakers and 14 engaging breakout sessions that cultivated imagination and developed actionable strategies which will set the course for a more sustainable island, state, and world. The virtual event received over 20,000 views online and set the tone for a TEDx County of Hawaiʻi event months later that shared on a global stage the fantastic work happening here on our island to advance sustainability and mitigate climate change. Through that event, we realized that collectively we could balance environmental health, social equity, and economic vitality and craft a thriving, healthy, diverse, and resilient island for generations to come. This year, we are proud to be hosting a second summit that will focus on policy and collective advocacy to address the growing and insurmountable challenges we face in terms of sustainable action on our island and across the state. Starting with our administration's request to Governor Ige asking him to declare an energy emergency so that we can fast-track our path to 100% renewable energy and lessen our state's reliance on fossil fuels. Our island utility has the potential to be 100% renewable with the removal of some red tape, and we will stop at nothing to help them remove it. Our island deserves it, our people deserve it, and the planet deserves it. Lastly, we have committed to increasing transparency and improving communication across the board. And we are excited to announce that later this week, we'll be releasing Phase 1 of our county mobile application, Kahea, which was created with the residents in mind and is aimed at helping to inform and empower the community through relevant, concise, and clear information straight from the source. The app will roll out in phases, with Phase 2 projected to be completed by early 2023. There's been a steep learning curve, but because of the amazing individuals on our team and in the community, we've been able to take significant strides to improving the lives of everyone on our island, and we have no plans of easing up now. We are committed to this island, its people, and the cultural and environmental aspects that make this island the best place to live in the world. Our future is bright, and if we can all keep in mind how our actions impact the next generation and their ability to live, grow, and raise a family here, then I'm confident that we'll succeed in creating a vibrant and thriving Hawaii Island for all of us. Mahalo for this opportunity to serve you and your ohanas. We look forward to a year of learning, growth, and most importantly, action. Time to do is now, and we are ready to heed the call. Mahalo and aloha.